What's up, people? What, can I at least greet the people? What is wrong with you? Now I've lost my line of thought. What was I about to say? Anyway, before I remember what I was about to say, Wave is now known as SendWave. And if you're yet to download this app that I've been talking about for God knows how long, now they're giving out $10. So if you sign up for the first time and use my name, Adiola, as promo code, oh share. I told you, I got you. So the transaction is free, of course. And on top of that, they will add $10 to whatever you're sending from the US and the UK, even if you've signed up before. My brothers and my sisters, if I were you, I will use my child's phone to send $5, just $5, so they can triple it to $15, you know, and you can use them to send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya if you use my promo code, you know. So let's go back to, wait a minute. It's a Biafran story. You don't mean it. Okay, let me do some push-up first before I say anything. This is the modernized push-up from my village. You should get ready for the comments, by the way. Biafrans are my favorite people, so I must to salute. So this is what they did to the former Senate President Ekweremadu at the Yam Festival organized by Igbos in Germany. Ooh, Father Lord Almighty. They threw eggs on Zaman Haba, and it's not just Ekweremadu. 2 days after that, a similar thing happened in Spain, or almost happened, where Biafrans disrupted another Yam festival. That was where Oju Zokali was supposed to be the guest of honor, but he cancelled. Maybe after seeing what happened to Ekweremadu, I don't know. But that almost happened to him too. So if you're not from Nigeria, Biafrans want to secede from Nigeria to be their own country. They complain of being marginalized, which is true, and also their region is underdeveloped, which is true, as so many parts of Nigeria as well. This is their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. If you're wondering why they attacked the former Senate Vice President, Biafrans in Germany released a statement saying that we acted on the long-standing directive from our leader to hound all instigators of Operation Python Dance. Operation Python Dance happened in 2017 when the Nigerian government sent soldiers to invade the home of Nnamdi Kanu, killing some of his followers, and he escaped. That was after they had jailed him. So Nnamdi Kanu, in his reaction to what happened in Germany, said that they will attack even more Igbo leaders whenever they travel abroad. In fact, he's willing to give 1 million naira to anyone that can expose the itinerary of Igbo officials that will be traveling abroad. First of all, I'm not surprised by this, okay? The truth is, in all societies, not just Nigeria, those who refuse to care about the masses cannot avoid the revenge of the masses. Just like Dino Melaye, that is my favorite uncle, just like he was saying that he's afraid of the revenge of the poor. Besides the fact that Igbos are being marginalized, you can hear some of the Biafrans talking about how so many people have been killed, children, women. In fact, more than 80,000 people were displaced in Benue. I know that Benue is not Biafran land, but our government could care less about those who have been displaced, and I have seen the condition that these people are being forced to live in. Although when Biafrans released their statement, it looks like the attack was mainly because of Operation Python Dance. So I was a bit confused. Is this about justice for the marginalized and the displaced people, or is this about getting Biafra? So I was a bit confused about that. However, I would never condone violence. I can't. The physical attack, not even jungle justice, even if the person is guilty, because it could start with throwing eggs today. Tomorrow it may graduate to someone hitting somebody with hard objects. And keep in mind that in some of these countries outside Nigeria, it's easy for people to have access to guns. So where does it stop? And you know, I'm one of those people that says that instead of going to Aso Rock, that it may be good for Biafrans to start by holding their leaders accountable, their governors, their representatives, all those who are enriching themselves instead of developing the East. But you know, that doesn't mean to attack them physically, because I don't think that attacking them physically will yield the results that they want. Next time, they will just hire bodyguards using our money, you know, and they will even have an entourage. They can afford it, you know, and they would make sure that their events are strictly by invitation. In fact, they can afford security guards guarding their hotels. Paul Biya of Cameroon does that. So Biafrans may not be as lucky next time to hit the person. You get what I'm saying? If they have policemen around them. Also, if you beat up someone in so many of these countries, it is considered an assault. And if the victim files a report, you can be arrested. The only thing is the police in these Western countries will not arrest you for protesting. So what I think that they can do, not just Biafrans, by the way, Nigerians abroad in general, when you know that a corrupt government official is coming to the country where you live, I think that you can file a report, sue them, and have them served while they're here, but with evidence. You know, things like evidence of bank transfer, especially if they have houses abroad, if you can get proof of purchase of properties. I think that was what Sahara did to get Ibori jailed in London. Someone also did that in France, and that was how they almost jailed Theodore Obiang of Equatorial Guinea. They seized all his properties. And you know, he's never been back to France since then. I think that would be more effective. Now, if the goal is to get them to be accountable or to get them for corruption, I think that could work. But if you sue them because you want to get Biafra, I don't think that would work. But as much as some of us will continue to discourage physical attack, not everyone would listen because people are tired. Honestly, a lot of people are tired. And if you've never been a victim or have an immediate relation who's been a victim, you may not understand people's frustrations.
IPOB, I hail you now. Me na Yoruba man, but no matter. We're all abroad. Everyone in the diaspora should take this upon ourselves. Anywhere you see any politician, send them back to Nigeria. Beat them, tear their clothes. Stage 2, any of their children you see schooling abroad, beat those their children, tear their clothes, send them back. They have made Nigeria a dustbin, and let them stay in the dustbin now. We're waiting for you here in New York. We have Yam Festival in New York, Saraki.
So whether you like what Biafrans did in Germany or not, it's a wake-up call for our officials because people are tired of their attitude. From the president to the vice president and all the lawmakers, all the commissioners, every single one of them, Nigerians are tired, especially the fact that they think that they are untouchable. So just like Dino Melaye said, the revenge of the poor, as in the revenge of the masses, is real. So let me know what you guys think about what happened in Germany. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So moving on to Zimbabwe, it's been a long time since I've talked about Zimbabwe. I apologize, but things are not looking good, honestly. Ever since this new president took over from Robert Mugabe, my Mugabe, okay, via the military, things have been going down the drain. The economy is so bad now that there's no money, literally, as in there's no money, and no one wants to lend them money. You can't even withdraw your own money from the bank, and no country wants to lend them money because, first of all, they are mismanaging the economy. Second of all, they are clamping down on protesters like crazy. And people are protesting because there's no money. How can you not be allowed to withdraw your own money from the bank? So every time that people organize a major protest and get all the necessary permits, they get all the necessary permits. So the government will shut it down. Sometimes the day before, they're blocking all demonstrations. They're arresting protesters and arresting leaders of non-governmental organizations. Last week, more than 100 protesters were arrested, like 120 something people in one day. In fact, the police are now beating protesters. Okay, that's really bad. It's so bad that America, European Union, Australia, they've all issued a statement condemning what the government of Zimbabwe is doing to its own people. And the government of Zimbabwe is responding by condemning the condemnation of these foreign countries. As in, these guys are crazy. Not only that, someone told me that they only get power at night now. So if you're from Zimbabwe, let me know your experience when it comes to electricity. Meanwhile, before the military took over, they made a lot of promises which they are now not fulfilling, you know. So when one of the officials traveled to the UK, in fact, this man was the one that announced that the military had taken over. He's also part of the military. And as soon as they took over, they made him the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So he was at the Global Conference for Media Freedom in July of this year when some Zimbabwean protesters attacked him. Okay, so once again, I cannot encourage violence or physical attack, but you know, like I said in the previous story, people are fed up, and I think that Zimbabweans can also organize ways to have these people sued whenever they step outside of Zimbabwe, whenever they travel abroad. That would be more effective in my opinion. Meanwhile, the Vice President Chiwenga, who is also a former army general, has been in the hospital now for like 2 months. He literally got back this weekend. First of all, they took him to South Africa for treatment, and then India, and then China, and I'm like,
our Vice President, Comrade Chiwenga, he's not feeling very well. He went to India for a long period, but he started suffering again Then we took him to South Africa.
But you know what I don't understand is the fact that we still have to take our officials to India for treatment, to China for treatment. When would we get it right in Africa? I don't understand. When would we equip all our hospitals? I think South Africa is the only African country that I know where you don't have to go outside the country for treatment. Anyway, it's heartbreaking for me that whenever the military takes over from dictators, the situation actually gets worse. And that's what's happening right now in Zimbabwe. We'll keep you guys posted about what's going on. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So this next story is one of those that makes you talk to yourself and say, you know what, I must not give up. Nigerian youths are doing amazing things with very little help. Please meet 26-year-old Emeka Nelson from Anambra State in Nigeria. In 2016, he was in the news for making a machine that could recycle waste materials and even turn them into fuel.
He claims the Mbawe C12 is a machine that converts non-biodegradable waste like plastic, waterproof, nylon, and more into a crude-like refinable oil that could split further into petrol, kerosene, diesel.
Okay, that's enough for us to realize how brilliant this guy is and support his cause, like for real. But that didn't happen. Nobody supported. I mean, the government did not even see him, okay? And guess what? He keeps inventing. In the same year, he finished his water-powered generator. Yes, water-powered generator, which he decided to invent after one of his close friends was killed by inhaling generator fume.
An ugly generator fume accident, which led to the death of his friend some years back, pushed him towards this direction.
He worked on this thing for years, and guess what happened when he finally finished?
His first prototype exploded when it was tested. This cast a shadow of doubt on his project.
Yeah, it exploded. The first one exploded. On top of that, people were abusing him. You know, they were asking, why are you wasting your time? His friends were telling him to do something better with his life.
Someone did call me a pig because he saw me picking something, so that was like, oh, Nelson, when will you stop doing this kind of thing? Follow the big guys out there, as big as you are. All this is something you spend most of the time.
In 2016, he succeeded in making a generator powered by water.
He begins by filling up the tank with about 4 liters of water and then follows it up with the connection of the wires.
I need this to kick it off. Yeah, it's just the output. What? It's working.
And now he has developed the prototype even more.
The water is not going to get exhausted.
Okay, I know that a lot of people have been saying, well, he's still using car battery and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, sure, who cares? So that's a one-time expense. So long as all you need to do now is to fill the thing with water, I'm like, sure, that is better than what we have right now. No, be so.
The energy actually comes from this battery, first of all. It's a starting point. I need to plug in this battery to the machine, connect it to the machine. Then I want to start it. It brings out another power that recharges the battery.
Now he has perfected the prototype even more. Take a look at this.
This project, this work, seeing it in people's homes, people making use of them, solving people's problems. So it's still on that test run. And the next goal, maybe after this test run, we'll find out some faults, limitations of the machine.
And he was able to power a room. Okay, I love my country. But seriously, this guy just solved a major problem that we have in Nigeria. You think that the government or private sector or individuals will support him and perfect this and produce this in mass. In other countries, they would support him. Nigerians, please support this guy. Invest in this because it could become big. Otherwise, the moment someone like him goes outside Nigeria and gets picked up, they would perfect it and they would start producing it in mass, and we will start importing something that was originally made in Anambra State. I am so proud of Emeka for not giving up. See, he had a breakthrough, and you too can. No matter what you're working on, if you set your mind on something, it may take a while, but don't give up. Otherwise, we would never get to know about you and the amazing product or the business or the service or the website or the YouTube channel or whatever it is that you're working on. Keep pushing, even when no one believes in you. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So if you live in Texas or even outside of Texas, Asha Festival 2019 is here. Oh shit, September 26 to 28 in Houston, Texas, and it is a free event. Asha means culture. Last year it was phenomenal because it was a 3-day event of celebrating Nigeria as a whole and also celebrating the Yoruba culture. They had Asha night, they had seminars to empower Nigerians living here as immigrants, they had a parade, and the best part is it wasn't just a Yoruba event. They had other cultures from Nigeria join them wearing their native attire. So it was a celebration of cultures in Nigeria as a whole, not just Yorubas. And guess what? This year they have some amazing guests coming, including Woli Agba. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see Woli Agba perform live? Thank you, Jerry, my brother. And also popular actor Hassan Taiwo, aka Ogogo Bonijare, you know, do well. He will be there. So would Mr. Latin and Nikki Spooner. That they will have a great time. Above all, it's a free event. There is no ticket. You just have to show up that day. No, I need to call the organizers of this event. How can this be free? And if you want to advertise your business during this event, or you want them to print out your business, call this number because they are looking for sponsors, okay? It's gonna be a great event. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And for those of you that are asking, of course, you can also advertise your event on this show. I mean, as in, we are open for business. If you want to advertise your business or your service or whatever it is you want to advertise, don't forget that you can send us an email at this email address. Like I told you earlier, Wave is now known as SendWave, and as they change their name to SendWave, they are also adding $10 to whatever you want to send during your first transaction to your loved ones. If you sign up using my name Adiola as promo code, I'm like, $10. As in, these people, they just want to give away money. I don't know. Unfortunately, if you don't use the promo code before your first transaction, you lose the $10. I'm sorry about that. So right now, I'm thinking about all the people that I will collect their phones and sign up for them by fire by force. Yes. At least I have about 5 people, yes, so that I can use their phone to send money to my own people. If they're not sending to their own people, I'll just send $5 so that the people can get $15. So you understand? Oh shit. Now this is only for those living in the US and the UK to send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. Rest of you, don't worry. Trust me, they are coming to your country. It is one by one. They are working on it. Very soon they will even launch in another country, but you know I can't tell you which country yet. We have to wait. But this is the way to send money without paying transaction fees, and your loved ones will get it immediately. It's like sending a text message. On top of that, $10 when you sign up for the first time. What do you have to lose? And of course, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Oh shit. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to. Yes, the subscribe button is down there, and also make sure that you click on the bell button so you can know whenever I upload a new video. Thank you to all that have subscribed. By the way, I appreciate you. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real up in here. Until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Peace out.